All right, we're back with our second episode of the first 45s. DJ Odini with my man Javi. Catch you up on the World Cup going into this knockout round. Everything's settled. So, what's your takeaway? What's going on here, Jav?
Well, I mean, the fire memes is the first thing that was going on. Maradona.
Oh, Maradona was the MVP.
Maradona was the MVP of all the memes. My favorite one was when he had his arms crossed, staring up, and he said, and someone said, Krakonda.
Yeah. So he went to the hospital, right?
Yeah, he probably was just all jacked up, man. The one picture I saw, they were like taking his pulse, but then they released him that night. You know, it's Maradona. He probably just had a, newborn baby heartbeat for a little bit.
Yeah, shit don't stay in your system long.
Yeah, he probably burned through that quick.
Well, what other memes did they have with him going? They had a bunch of them. I mean, they were going all day.
It was bad. Some of them were so funny.
What was the one you sent me with him where they had it was like a gif of his middle fingers he was throwing at people?
It was when your boy drank too many Zimas and was mouthing off to the bouncer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was
Meth OD man. That was another one.
Yeah, the memes don't let down in the World Cup. Memes been on point. But I mean, that's Twitter. That's what they do.
Yeah, there was this Brazilian chick who had Feliz, Korea flag, Germany flag, 18, se filo de puta. And she retweeted Tony Cruz's tweet where he said Feliz 20 Brazil, Germany, talking about the last World Cup when they won 7-1. And then, Brazil, just all caps, ah ha 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 ha, for all 280 characters.
At Germany.
No, that was just the whole tweet. It was ah ha 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 ha. It was Fox Sports Brazil tweeted that.
Yeah, they Twitter, man. It's Twitter. So, Group A. Group A was Monday. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Uruguay, Russia. Saudi Arabia beat Egypt 2-1, but that didn't matter because Uruguay and Russia both
that was
on.
the rubber toilet bowl game.
So
that was all pride.
So Uruguay and Russia moved on. Russia got
Russia got humbled.
Yeah, they got a little bit of a wake up call.
Maybe they weren't able to mess with the Uruguayans they did everybody else they played.
Yeah, they're not worried about it. They coming from down there.
They got to play Spain first round. Good luck with that.
Well, they had. I guess for the home team, I guess they did enough for their home crowd. Gave them enough thrills and excitement. Got a blowout. Got a couple good wins. But they about to get up out of here. I don't see them being Spain.
I mean, Iran looked. It was crazy because there were so many teams that played decent and got eliminated. Iran was kind of one of them because they came out and shocked Morocco, even though Morocco controlled that game. Their next game, they barely lose to Spain. They pretty much parked the bus the whole game. They did it well, except for that one moment in time where Costa pretty much got a shot rocketing off of him.
Wow, it was Portugal. They tied Spain.
And then, Portugal and Iran, they got that late equalizer.
Yeah, Ronaldo slowed down. I can't say he slowed down a little bit, but he finally won a game without scoring. But I mean, they're on to the next round. So did they win first in the group? Portugal?
Yeah, no, Morocco or Iran beat Morocco first.
No. But who won that group?
Oh, Spain went ahead because Spain tied Morocco at the end.
And they had.
And that was crazy because they called it offsides, but then they did the VAR, and he was clearly onside. There was a defender a whole body length away from him, but the guy he was next to, he looked ahead of.
Yo, Portugal was dangerously close.
And that was a back heel. That was nice. But, the crazy thing about VAR is it takes so much energy out of the game. This guy just scored a nice goal. They called it off. You're like, ah. And then they're like, oh, they scored. 5 minutes later, you're like, oh, now I'm not as excited about what just happened. It kind of takes all the energy out. But, I mean, you want to get it right. It's one of those things that it's good, but it kind of takes all the momentum out of the game.
So Spain and Portugal are moving on from that group. Portugal was dangerously close to losing to Iran.
Yeah, a
Iran
few
had a
times.
yeah, they had a lot of shots on man hit the dude with the nutmeg and then crossed it.
I mean, Morocco almost beat Spain a couple times too.
Yeah.
Serge Ramos had a terrible game. He got posterized for that second goal. That was such a clean header. That guy had so much power on it. He got abused for the first goal because they tried to get too cute with the tiki taka passes,
So Morocco,
and then he got caught on a long throw. And they had a one-on-one, and it only took De Gea making a great stop from them going up 2-1 there.
so with Morocco being knocked out and being that they were pretty much in all the games from the tournament. Do they have what's their roster look like youth wise? Are they old, young? Can they build off of this going into?
I'm pretty sure they're young. I know they have a Spain international who's Moroccan who they tried to. He already played a couple games for Spain, and the Spain coach even said he feels bad for calling him up because he should play for Morocco and not for Spain. But Munir, he was in Barca's academy and then he got loaned out to a bunch of teams. But I mean, they have a guy Ziyech. I'm pretty sure he hit the post in that Spain Morocco game with a bomb. I think he plays for Salzburg, Red Bull Salzburg in Switzerland or Austria, my bad. Or maybe he plays in Switzerland. A lot of teams are looking to pick him up. So I mean, they got some decent young players. They have a mix.
Well, they up out of here now. So Spain and Portugal moved on like most people thought would win that group.
And they didn't get the World Cup in 2026. Insult to injury.
Sorry, it's coming over here to us. We need that. Now going to Tuesday, we had was Group C and D. France and Denmark. They moved on, so like they were already wrapped up.
That was the first 0-0 game.
And they were wrapped. They were already both through. So
Yeah, there were no goalless draws in any of the games
right.
until that one.
The excitement came with the 2 o'clock games of Iceland and Croatia and Nigeria and Argentina. It started off like I didn't know what was going to happen with Croatia. I didn't know Croatia was going to be just throw some shit. Not even throw some shade, but just like we're not going to sit nobody because we know we're going to knock Argentina out. But they played and they won. I was kind of surprised by that they actually came out and played because they already had first place in the group. I thought they might rest some people. And they probably did rest some people. I was watching the Argentina game.
Yeah, everyone was watching the Argentina game.
Argentina almost blew it too. They had they got that 1 goal in the first half, but they could have had maybe 2.
I mean, Argentina, my bad, Croatia, they played a lot of backups. Modric started, Perisic started, but pretty much like everyone else didn't start.
That game with Nigeria and Argentina.
That game was tense.
It was. I mean,
I was watching it on my phone on the way to Philly. I was so mad because we were stuck in traffic. When there's a bunch of people on your phone, your reception sucks.
Yeah.
So everyone was probably stuck in that traffic watching the game. So it kept going in and out on me.
I was watching it at my desk at work, like just kind of like I can't really be on my phone per se, but I'll have it sitting there, and then once you hear the commentators start going, then I can look over. Messi, it's good for Messi to get going early. He got that goal.
Was a great goal.
He got that goal in the 14th
minute. That body
minute.
control to bring that ball down and then firing it across. That's class Messi that we need to see more often.
They're gonna have to because
That was a great ball too, but they just you can't play 5 strikers, and that's pretty much what they are. They have like 5 world-class strikers and nothing else. Their midfielders are all average. Their center backs are slightly above average. And they don't got no fullbacks.
Yeah, you see when Messi gets the ball, it's like he always has 3 or 4 guys around him. Like their defense, Nigeria was set on stopping Messi.
I mean, Iver Banega's a decent attacking midfielder, but they need him to be at his best because he's the only person they have who can link midfield, defense, and attack. That's their problem. They don't have someone who can do that. And Messi doesn't want to drop in midfield and play exclusively. Like, he wants to be out on the wing. He wants to cut in on his left foot.
And with Rojo got that goal at the 86th minute to push him ahead.
And then it was funny. Messi jumped on his back as soon as he scored, and I was like, well, look at that. How meta. He just carried you to the knockout round.
Yeah, I mean, that's good because that damn. I mean, he didn't really build Messi out. Man. Argentina did their best to sell out. That dude that got the damn penalty, that was a dumbass penalty. When
Yeah,
Victor Moses knocked it in, then a couple other
my
guys.
boy Victor Moses.
Someone missed like an open net.
Keep the blue flag flying high.
I can't remember who it was. Someone had like an open net damn near and fucking sailed it. And then the goalie had that crazy ass save in the first half where he like saved it with his fingertips. That would have put Argentina up 2-0. So I mean,
I think it was Igalo who missed the open net. Maybe it wasn't.
yes, yeah, because the commentators were saying about it. They were talking about all the people that were messing up for Argentina, and but they're on to the next round.
I'm pretty sure they switched their formation. Both teams switched their formations.
What do you make of all the stuff that was
For
going
that
on
game.
behind the scenes when they're saying that there was a little bit of mutiny in Argentina's locker room and that Messi took over and was basically coaching the team? And
I heard they had all kinds of reports like the players were going to pick the team for the next game. I mean, the second game, like, I still don't understand, like, why that formation? Why did you put those people where you put them? Like, he was starting people who don't even really get tick for their team all of a sudden. It was just confusing.
they said all through. I mean, all throughout even the qualifying, like they never had a set piece. Like they kept changing their formation from match to match to match. They never seemed to get their rhythm. They didn't look that good coming into the World Cup. Like it kind of looks like Messi and a bunch of guys, you know what I mean? But I mean, they got a solid team.
And
So
Higuain did a Higuain. He cracked one over the bar when I think it might have been Messi who fed him, and he was all alone, like
That's what
maybe 8 yards in,
yeah, that's what I'm talking
and he
about.
got underneath the ball early, and it just shot up into the crowd. I thought you were talking about Nigeria.
No, I was talking about Argentina.
Yeah, it was Higuain.
They had a bunch of guys.
Every big game, man, Higuain always has a huge error. That's why I do not want him anywhere near Chelsea. Because they keep talking about trying to get rid of Murata and get Higuain. And I keep saying, no, keep Higuain's non-clutch ass where he's at.
Well, we'll touch on that move in a little bit because they talk about Pulisic too. So we'll get to that and talk about that
Don't.
and see what's
You
going on.
got
with
my
that.
blood flowing talking about that.
Yeah. So, all right. So Argentina's on
Dortmund
to
already
next.
quashed that, though.
So
They
Argentina.
said
They,
Murata's too expensive for them.
oh, so now that's not gonna happen.
Man, I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, they're showing interest in Pulisic. Maybe they'll get him later
They've
down
been
the
showing
line.
interest in Pulisic.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in a little bit. So Croatia's on. Croatia won the group. Argentina snuck through it second. Iceland got to be kicking themselves because they could have. They should. I mean, if Croatia's sitting not starting everybody, they should have pulled that out. But I mean, like they're the first time in the World Cup. You know, they
Iceland are just happy to be here.
Yeah,
They're
they-
going Viking clap. Their asses home. Go back to their bad Viking mistresses. Those 6-foot blonde hair, blue eye, buxom beauties. They'll be all right. I'm gonna go sit in that beautiful misty blue lagoon. It'll be chill. They ain't worried about it.
all right. So then on to Wednesday. A, B, C, D. We had groups F and G, and
You just
yeah,
you just did
yeah.
the alphabet.
yeah, I had to see where I was at.
E and F. You missed. You went too far ahead.
Okay, E and F. All right, E and F. So the early games was good on this one with Mexico, Sweden, and South Korea and Germany because
Yo, that South Korea Germany game was wild. I will only watch the end. I was watching the
I was watching
the
Mexico.
Sweden Mexico game and then once they got the second goal, I switched.
That's that same thing that I did, and then South Korea. You know, it looked like Mexico was going home. Like they had a good World Cup, and if like they would have went home, that would have been so disappointing. Like you beat the defending champs, you play a good game too, and it still end up going home. But then you know, South Korea scored both their goals in extra time. Like they scored 2 goals in extra time.
Personally, I felt so vindicated when South Korea got that goal because I said before the World Cup started that Germany's team is loaded except at forward and fullback, and they can be exposed by speed and someone who doesn't get buckets, except for Mueller. I mean, Mueller's a great goal scorer, but he's had terrible form all year for Bayern, so it's not like he was firing all year and was in a good groove. I mean, he got his 1 goal this World Cup. But, like, they were talking about, I mean, Mueller had a real good chance if they went far where he could have caught the all-time goal scorer. Because I think in the last, 2 World Cups, he already has 10 goals. The record's 17.
You see in Mexico when they had the South Korea
They were
ambassador.
yeah, they were parading him on the
Yeah,
chair around after they upset him. That was crazy.
well, Mexico's really
Did you
enjoying
see
this
the
World
thing
Cup.
about the three Mexican brothers? Did we talk about that buying the van?
No,
Yo, I saw this article the other day. They might not have been brothers, but they were like three Mexican friends. They bought like a party van. They bought like a van, and then they spent like all of their money decorating it and shipping it over to Russia, and just turning it into a Mexican party bus where they drove to all of the games.
oh, speaking, we forgot to talk about
So I
partying.
was like, yo, we in 2026, we all need to pull our money together and make an American party van and just drive that shit
You did
to all
send
the
it
East Coast games.
from the group chat. Okay, you did send it over.
Yeah.
Speaking of
And Tony
partying,
got mad
the
because he said if we're not emptying our entire savings to do it, then we're not doing it right.
or Iran and Portugal, the party. You seen the party Iran was having outside of Portugal's hotel
Yeah, before
room?
the game,
Yeah,
and Ronaldo had to come out and beg him to let him to sleep.
man, Ronaldo. If they ever change the logo for anything soccer related, they can make it the Ronaldo silhouette because you didn't even, all you seen was a silhouette and you knew it was Ronaldo. Like his
he came full free kick ready stance.
yeah, out here pantomiming like he got to sleep. Like he should have came outside at that point. It would have been funny if he would have came outside and just like egged them on and then went back to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're already awake. But that man, the World Cup, when we get through these teams, we're gonna have to talk about which countries are enjoying it the most because
The Mexicans.
well, I don't know. I used to with giving Iran having a damn party outside the hotel at 3 o'clock
I don't
in the
know.
morning.
I feel like the Mexicans every time everything I see is always the Mexicans are having the most fun.
Yeah, they're doing a lot. They are doing a lot. I mean, it's World Cup. It's like everyone does this shit everywhere but us. You know, maybe if we get deep, we can start get these fuckers going.
Serbia and Brazil. Serbia even admitted that Brazil were too class for them after the game.
I was gonna watch this game, and then when Paulinho got the goal, I was like, okay, Brazil's gonna.
Yo, that
cruise
goal
this.
was nice too. Coutinho's ball into him,
Yeah,
and then that little chippy.
because Brazil didn't have it wrapped up. They had a reason to play. Their second game was it their second game where they scored very late.
Yeah, they
Or
scored two stoppage time goals.
Yeah, where Neymar.
And their first game was the tie.
Yo, Neymar's flopping is gonna cost.
Yo,
He
I'm
needs
telling you,
that's gonna cost
If
them.
I'm the ref and I see him roll like that, I'm giving him a yellow every 3 revolutions.
Yo, when
Yellow. If he keeps rolling, I'm coming up. Yellow. If he rolls 6 times on the ground, he's getting 2 yellows and a red.
yo,
Like there's nothing on a soccer field that is gonna make you roll that much. And every time he tries to pantomime like he's super hurt, he rolls on the ground like 4 to 10 times. It's so ridiculous.
when they're playing Costa Rica,
The wrong team is gonna come and just kick him while he's down and get a red card.
he's gonna bring it on. Last World Cup, he was doing that.
If they have to play Argentina, that's just gonna happen because they hate each other.
Yo, and then he does all that.
And it's gonna be Otamendi because he's a lunatic.
Yeah,
He
that-
would do some shit like that.
He's bringing that shit. He putting that energy out there. And the last World Cup, he got hurt for real. You got to cut the shit off.
And you never know if he's actually hurt or not.
Right,
Because in the last World Cup, it didn't even look like that shit was bad. And then he had a broken vertebrae.
right. And
He's
when
just soft. Let's just leave it at that. And
whenever-
it sucks because he has so much skill.
And when they're playing Costa Rica, he had the. This is what I was texting you. He had the ball. Did you get a chance to watch that replay I was telling you about? He got the ball like on a break, and he was in the box. He was like maybe 6-7 feet away from goal, and he was just going back and forth instead of shoot. He could have shot a couple times. He just kept going back and forth. He waited for the Costa Rica player to run by him, and he just like threw himself in the air trying to get a penalty kick instead of just fucking shooting.
Always.
You know what I mean? So
And then in this game, he had that trap where it was like a Rabono where he put his leg behind his other leg and trapped the ball on a switch from the opposite field. That was nice. And then like 2 seconds later, he caught like another air ball and lollipopped it over the defender, did a couple dribbles. He has so much skill,
Yeah,
but he
he's so
plays
great.
like such a hoe.
He's so great. He don't gotta do that. Like he's better than everyone on the pitch 9 times out of 10. He don't gotta do all that. So
And I'm mad I didn't watch that Switzerland and Croatia or Costa Rica game because it actually looked like it was going to be decent.
yeah, I didn't.
Because it ended in a tie.
I didn't watch
but-
any of the 2 o'clock games. I was. It's
I
just-
mean, Switzerland pretty much knew they were through. Costa Rica was done.
So on to third. Well, today. On to today. Japan and Poland early, and Senegal, Colombia early. Poland and Colombia both got the
This is
wins.
the first time I think an African team hasn't made it to the last 16.
Really?
Yeah.
I know they were saying this was the first time a Asian team beat Germany in a World Cup, which was I kind of found a little shocking because typically Japan or somebody they tend when it comes to world competitions they typically have some good teams.
Yo,
Um,
that Japan Poland game was ridiculous. Like the last 10 minutes, Japan knew they were through, even with the loss because Poland was out. So they literally just played like footy. They just kicked the ball back and forth like mad lazy. It was so disrespectful, yo. The Senegalese had to be pissed. And then the only reason they went through is because of yellow cards.
yeah,
Senegal had more yellow cards,
it would
and that
have
was the tiebreaker.
it would have came down to a ping pong ball if they had one more yellow if they would have tied on the yellow cards, right? Like the last
Oh, I forget what the
yeah
tiebreaker is after that.
after yellow cards, it's a fucking ping pong ball that they draw for the team to go on. Because I was listening to Lebatard. I was watching Lebatard, listening to Lebatard while it was going on. They were rooting for someone to get a yellow card because it just would have caused so much chaos. If you're in the World Cup and you get knocked out by a damn ping pong ball,
Mm.
like they got to find another way. I mean,
Yo, I was saying that they should, because there's always an off day in between. Any teams that end up tied like that, they should make them do penalty kicks that day. Because it's not like they're playing a full game. Just take your best 5 penalty kickers and the goalie, line them up, and make them shoot it out. I
yeah,
mean, it's not perfect, but at least it's competition based
yeah,
and not some bullshit. Or, even better, they should get those FIFA skill games live and do like the 3-on-3 attack.
just
The fucking set pieces. Best set pieces out of 10, yo.
yeah,
10 corners. Whoever scores the most goals, like home run derby or some shit.
yeah. I'm waiting for the ping. I'm sure the ping pong ball thing had to happen at least one. I don't know if it happened in the World Cup. I'm gonna have to look it up.
I'm not sure.
But man, that's gonna be controversial if that ever happens.
And that shit was crazy too, because I mean, Colombia only got that goal later in the game, so
74th minute. Yeah. Well, there. So who went through that group? Japan and
Japan
Colombia.
and Colombia. Japan are in the death bracket.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. And then the late games, England and Belgium, and
England and
Tunisia.
Belgium both played all of their backups because they both knew they were through, and they're like, whatever. No matter what side of the bracket we get, we're gonna have hard games. So who cares who wins?
Well, Belgium ended up winning, so they're in the death bracket.
It was a nice goal too. Januzaj had a curler. He used to play for United.
51st minute. Yeah, so
Cause like, look at this: Batashai, Fellaini, Januzaj, Dembele, Telemans, Chadley, Eden Hazard's little brother Thorgan, Vermaelen, Boyata, Dendocker. The only starter was Courtois. He's the only one who came in. And then for England, their goalie, John Stones, Eric Dyer, and then Loftus Cheek. I mean, he started a couple games, but other than that, it was all backups. They rested Harry Kane. They had Rashford and Vardy up front. So, I mean, it was pretty much, they both were like, whatever, let's give the backups some playing time. And we either play Japan and go and have to play a hard game after that, or we play Colombia and then get an easier game after that.
all right. Well, on to the round of 16. Um, this this
Yo,
is
that
bad.
bracket is so wild.
Yeah,
Every time I think about it,
Yeah, because on the one side you got Uruguay, Portugal, France, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Belgium, and Japan. Almost any one of them teams can win the cup. Almost if
Belgium is dumb happy that they get to play Japan first.
And then on the
Let's
other
just
side is Spain,
say
Russia,
that off the
Croatia,
bat.
Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland, Colombia, England. So I mean, on that side, of course you got Spain. I mean, you can't sleep on Croatia. Been playing good. They spanked Argentina. They've been playing good. England, Colombia might be an interesting matchup.
Croatia, I mean, yeah, Croatia's gonna trash them that game.
All right, well, let's we're gonna go on to that. We're gonna go on to to the brackets and go game by game on that. Give us a breakdown on it, or how we do something like it's supposed to be soccer and beer. Once again, we don't got no beer, but we'll
Yo,
get
my
to it.
throat is so scratchy. I
We'll
could
get
barely drink coffee today.
Yeah, we'll get our flow going. This World Cup, we recorded the first time on Tuesday, then we waited almost a week and a half because of the way the games are breaking
And we
down.
don't got no beer sponsors. Maybe someone should throw some beer sponsorships our way.
Yeah,
I would love free beer.
we'll definitely get it together. We'll definitely get it together.
Look at me out here begging for beer like a homeless person.
Once the World Cup settles down, and I get well. You know what? The next games is July 3rd. We don't cut off July 4th, so we don't work July 4th. So I have a feeling we'll have some beer that day. Depending on how.
Yeah, we'll be together for family stuff anyway, so we should just get drunk and do the pod.
Yeah, we can have some drunk guest hosts.
Robert is not allowed.
No, he's the main event.
No, no
Robert.
one deserves that.
All right, so
You're gonna have to edit everything he says because you know he's gonna be super reckless.
yeah, he'll get us canceled from fucking SoundCloud if there's a way to get canceled. you know. All right, so before we jump into the round of 16, what's going on in the world of soccer, just in general? Is anybody moving around?
I mean, there hasn't been a lot of deals. I feel like most people are waiting for the World Cup to be over
And then
before they do. I mean, a lot of teams have been signing people, but it's mostly the smaller teams and mostly players who haven't been involved.
any good rumors?
Uh, mm,
We
I mean,
touched lightly on the one with Pulisic to Chelsea.
yeah, they were talking about that, and then Dortmund said Morata's too expensive. Chelsea still don't even have a coach. Well, we have Conte, but they've been trying to figure out how to buy him out or get rid of him because they don't want to pay him. But he ain't leaving unless they cut that check. So Chelsea want Napoli's coach. Napoli's coach apparently gave them a list of players he wanted, which included Higuain, which I do not want because Higuain is 30, Morata's 25, 26.
Were they still kicking around? I don't know if it was for this year. Now,
And Hazard is still flirting with Real Madrid.
man, that's gonna hurt when he leaves.
I don't want it to happen.
He's definitely leaving.
And he said if they don't have a coach or good players, he's out. I mean, Courtois has been rumored to leave too. So Chelsea could be like in super disarray at some point, and it's just gonna break my little heart.
Yeah, but they always got a good youth division, and they're pretty deep.
I mean,
like they'll
Loftus Cheek is starting for England right now, and he doesn't even get tick for Chelsea. I just don't understand it.
even with this group, like it's gonna suck to see a lot of them leave, but they're not even gonna be in the Champions League.
I mean, they're in Europa League though. We probably will win it because we're the most talented team there. I mean, they're talking about Willian going to United because Mourinho loves Willian. Ronaldo, apparently, his fees lowered because Real just wants to cash in on him because the older he gets, the more money they're losing at this point in his career.
Yeah, but he's still balling. But
Yeah.
he
But
was
I mean,
rumored to
how-
Chelsea too, right?
I mean, how much longer is he going to ball?
Oh man,
Brazil's goalie has been rumored to go everywhere.
what's
Liverpool won him. Chelsea won him. Real Madrid won him.
what's Ronaldo's lifestyle like? Is he known for partying or is he
He's known
like
for just
athletic freak?
yeah.
Athletic freak. See,
His life is solely dedicated on making sure he looks perfect.
See,
So all he does is probably work out, bang his hot wife,
he probably still
and
got,
hit like the cryo chamber and the iron lung and sleep in oxygen tents and all kinds of nut shit like that.
Yeah,
His fitness regimen is probably ridiculous.
right. Even when he slows down, he still might be faster than he.
I mean,
a lot of
you
people-
can tell he definitely lost his pace in the last like 2 years. I mean, he's still fast and quick for a big guy because he's like 6'1", but he definitely lost that pace. He still got the bunnies though, because he loves to show them off every time he scores a goal with that stupid celebration.
Yeah, he gets up there.
Yeah, he can. He's the best offensive header in the world.
You know what they should do? They should.
No one's better in the air than him.
Because there's not that many guys that are tall in soccer. Well, there's some guys that are tall, but if there's a draw, instead of doing that, they should make the guys do a slam dunk competition. Like, here, you guys.
That would be so terrible to watch.
It'd be terribly good though.
Everyone would get hurt.
Everyone would tear their knees.
I mean, I just want to know where Balotelli's going.
Yeah, what's
Selfish,
up with
yo,
Balotelli, yo?
selfishly, I want Balotelli to come to Chelsea, but I know that's not gonna happen.
I mean, I know Italy didn't make the cut, but he wasn't even on the team, right?
I mean, nah, he just started playing again, and he got buckets for him before the. They did 3 games,
Where's he at
and I'm
now?
pretty sure he scored twice. He was at Nice, but his contract's over, I think. So he's a free agent, and his agent's trying to get him to go other places. I mean, I've heard Marseille, so he can stay on the south coast of France. Not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I mean,
not at
one of
all.
the reasons and then Napoli, because I mean Napoli needs a striker,
So how important? Like a lot of people, casual fans
but
from
he doesn't want to go. Part of the problem, sorry, he doesn't want to go to Italy because I mean they're always so racist, especially to him.
he's in
Because
Europe.
like, well, I mean Italy always has a problem with colored people, especially like he's Ghanaian,
And
but
and
he's adopted. His last name's Balotelli.
and he's
His parents are adopted. They're Italian
and he's
from Sicily, and he's
flashy.
yeah.
He's flashy.
I
So,
mean, he got caught with like 20 stacks in his pocket in Manchester once, and told the cop he was young, rich, and black.
hey, he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Then when they asked him why he had that much money,
Yeah, you don't know who, what he was in England.
yeah, it was in Manchester when he was at Manchester City,
But baby, this is Manchester. You don't know who I am? I'm about to tell you. You should know who I am.
driving his digital camo printed Lambo.
Word, word.
But yeah, yo, he gets abused in Italy by the fans.
Yeah, you told me
That's
that
his
before.
agents don't want him to go there, but
Tell me that before, yeah.
I mean, it's hard for him to find a place
You know
because
what?
he's lazy too.
If he would have, if
He doesn't train hard, I hear,
If
and
he-
then like he doesn't like chase down on defense because like I mean but he's so world class as a finisher,
if he would,
and he's so skilled,
if he
and
would-
he's big. He can get air balls. He's such a good striker. It's just
how old is he now?
he's still only like 26.
For real, I feel like you've been telling me about Balotelli forever.
Yeah, because he's been so good forever. He's been like playing top division soccer since he's like 18.
All that racism shit would go out the window if he led them to some type of national title. Like I'm
I
sure
mean,
it still would be there. But
Yo,
if
in the
he-
Euros, they played Spain in the Euro final in 2012, and Spain humbled them.
yeah,
But he was the whole reason they got there.
right. But if he
And
got,
then Conte became the coach of Italy
if he bring
after
that,
that
title,
and stopped calling him in
If
because
he-
he doesn't work hard.
if you bring that title back though,
But
when's the
if
last
he-
time
but
Italy
if he
won
was-
something? It's been a while, right? They won a World Cup, but didn't they win like
Oh, the headbutt, 2006 in
Okay.
Germany.
okay, it's been a while.
When Zidane headbutted Materazzi for talking shit about his sister and his
Oh
mom.
yeah. So that's the year that was
Zidane lost his goddamn mind.
That's the year Ronaldinho and them didn't win it.
Yeah, they were out in the quarters. They won the year before.
Right. They won it too. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I would like to see Balotelli.
You know, if Balotelli was white, they would just say he's quirky.
Yeah. He's
But since he's black, he has a bad attitude and he's lazy.
right. I would like to see him come to Chelsea. Shit. I fucks with Balotelli.
I know.
Bring
I
him
would
on.
love using him in FIFA on Chelsea.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Look at that mosquito. That shit big as hell. Whatever the hell that shit. But yo. So all right. So let's get back. So get back into the cup.
Oh, well, one of the bigger news is I forgot about this. Asensio from Spain. Apparently, Liverpool said they were going to give 180 million for Asensio to Real Madrid to go to Liverpool. And Real Madrid said they got 2 offers for over 150 for Asensio and declined them both.
Yo, this is crazy how they do this. Like
Like in the last 5 years, like the transfer fee is just like,
yeah, they're making money over there, printing that shit out.
yeah, it's like they're their own banks.
You know what it is? That part of that shit is the American dollar pouring into it now because it's blowing up with the younger people in this
There's
country.
so many. A lot of the teams have, especially the bigger teams, are owned by foreign investors. Man City, Man City owns like 6 different teams around the world. I want to say, and they're owned by Qatari oil money.
Yeah, and
Or maybe it's not Qatar, but one of those Middle Eastern oil magnates.
This money's pouring in, and like with soccer rising, soccer rising
Chelsea's
here.
coach is like one of the richest people in London.
Must be nice. But with soccer rising over here, that's just bringing more and more eyeballs. Like they're gonna keep like that fee's
Do
probably
you
gonna
know
keep
who
going up
owns
for a while.
Liverpool?
No, I don't know who
Fenway Sports Group, the Red
from
Sox
Boston.
ownership. Yep.
Oh,
LeBron has a piece of it.
yeah, LeBron is the
LeBron has a piece of Liverpool, a very small one, but he has one.
shit.
I mean, Swansea and Wales, they're owned by Americans. Chinese people just bought AC Milan, but I heard that they were gonna.
How much does the franchise go for in soccer? One of the
The
big
same as
franchises,
over here. It's like NBA teams. It just
like a
depends
couple,
on
like a $1 billion or
100
whatever,
million, billion, depending on what kind of squad it is.
depending on what league and all that. Like
Yeah.
say Chelsea goes up for sale. How much is Chelsea going for?
I heard that dude offered 2 billion for Chelsea, and the owner wouldn't sell. One of the richest person in England offered 2 billion for Chelsea, and the owner wouldn't sell.
Pray the money over there, man.
And then who else in America owns a Premier League team? Oh, Arsenal's partly owned by the guy who owns the Nuggets, and they hate him. Arsenal fans hate him because he's cheap.
Well, you better spend that bread, man.
Nah, he better not spend that bread. I hate Arsenal.
But
Fuck him.
you know what I mean. Like
I want the best thing about Arsenal is Arsenal fan TV. Watching the Arsenal fans flip out after the game. I don't even know what I'm gonna do without Wenger being there anymore.
you can't be cheap.
I
though.
miss Mourinho Wenger. I'm gonna miss Mourinho Wenger fights.
If
I'm
Ke-
gonna miss the fans flipping out about Wenger.
If Cass is out here dropping $180 million transfer fees, you can't be cheap. You know, this ain't fucking the Oakland A's Moneyball shit.
Well,
You
a
know what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
teams are built like that,
You
though.
seen that Billy Bean? Billy Bean was on the one podcast talking about soccer, and he was saying he was like putting the sabermetrics on soccer, and he was saying like a score, like people only score once every 77
Expected
crosses.
goals and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he was
I
like-
mean, there's not a lot of really good. Well, I don't know for a fact, but I thought I read somewhere there's not a lot of really good soccer sabermetrics other than expected goals.
Yeah, he was saying like you only score once every 77 crosses, so he's understand why people keep doing it. Like 1 out of
Yeah,
77.
crosses are hopes and prayers. The only time you really want to cross is if you know you got an aerial monster.
He was really going. It was a good. I can't remember the name of the podcast. I'll try. I'll think of it before we go. It's a real popular soccer podcast. But yeah, let's go into this round of 16. First game up is Argentina and France, 7 a.m. our time, Saturday morning. Yo, this might be the most intriguing game to me in the first round, or the round of 16. I mean, there's a lot of good ones, but this one really stands out. France is, to me, I've been saying France. I think France is pretty loaded, and it's messy, man. Like they lost, I mean, they haven't looked good, but it's still fucking messy in them. They can still come out like it's like they didn't have the performance. People,
You're waiting for their moment.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like.
yeah.
Like we're waiting for them to finally get it,
They're
click
getting-
and explode.
Yeah, they're getting their shots. Like they're getting their shots off. They're just not nailing them. Like eventually, them shots are gonna go in. But France, man, what do you think's gonna go down in
France
this game?
are so loaded, but they have. I feel like they're waiting for their moment too because they're not all firing either. That front three, well, Giroud was so smart when he left Arsenal to go to Chelsea because he went to a coach who's going to use him the right way finally instead of as a super sub, but as a holding target forward. Because before Giroud went there, like France, it was looking like Lacazette, but Lacazette was at Arsenal and he wasn't scoring either. But when Lacazette was with Lyon, he was on fire. Arsenal just ruined you. Don't go to Arsenal.
So what do you think's gonna happen
But
in this game?
Giroud, I mean, he's doing the dirty work, and that's what they need because Griezmann and Mbappe on the wings, they should be getting hella buckets.
And Mbappe's fast as hell.
Yeah, and Griezmann has speed, and he's so tricky on the wing. He's such a good goal scorer. And Giroud on set pieces, I mean, you don't really get much better than that big, meaty French forehead and 6'4". You know what me and yo, Giroud looks like French Wayne McLaughlin with a fuckboy haircut.
Oh, come on.
That's what Tyler always says. We always call Giroud fat French Wayne.
Yo, and then you got them three up front, and right behind him you got Pogba, Lemar.
I mean, they're midfield. Well, Lamar, I don't even really think was playing in midfield that much, was he? I thought it was like Matuidi
then they got them.
and Conte, the human vacuum cleaner. Conte gets everything all the time.
Yeah, they're man. So
And they have more than that. Like their bench is loaded. Like their bench is world
they
class.
got Dembele coming off the bench.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lamar's been coming off the bench.
Oh man, they got so many people on that team. It's crazy. So what do you think is gonna
Actually, Lamar's been starting on the wing. They've been using Nzanzi a lot.
what do you think? We ain't one of them keys to the games type of guys, but like I mean, what can't happen for either team? Like what can't happen? Like I know with Argentina, they can't keep missing these open goals and just relying on they can't sit around and watch Messi. You know,
They need to find a way to free Messi. First off, either whether it's getting men off of him or too much responsibility, they need to find a way to get Messi in position where he can score. And they need to not let him take penalty kicks unless it's a shootout.
and then what do you think about what's could kill France?
I don't know. I love Pogba, but I feel like Pogba's such a luxury player. Like you don't know where to play him. Like he could be a holding midfielder. He could be a box to box midfielder. He could be an attacking player. And he has so much sauce.
And
Pogba always tries to bring the sauce.
he got a good.
And I feel like
long,
they need to let him just play an attacking role and let Pogba be free and do what he wants. But then, I mean, that gets him into trouble. It could. Conte cleans up everything, so he's the one thing you don't have to worry about. They're so solid in D and fullbacks. Goalkeeping is the problem because Lloris is a world class goalkeeper, but he's terrible with his distribution at times, and when he always seems to have like a gaff, like a bad one at the wrong time. Like when we played France during the warm up.
You can't do that shit on Saturday, man, because that little number 10's coming with that left foot. So anything else you want to touch on that game?
I want to see. I just want to see Sauce this whole game.
I do. I do.
I just
I
want
do.
to. I just want to see. I want to see Diabala come out and just do nut shit. I want to see Mbappe and Pogba just dance all over everyone. I hope Dembele starts because Dembele always tries to bring sauce.
I might end up pulling an all-nighter to watch this game because I tend on Friday nights I tend to stay up till 4, 3, 4, 5, and I'm not waking up at 7. I might
Nah, it starts at 10.
7. Oh, specific time. Okay.
Yeah, it starts at 10.
Oh, thank God. Thank
And
God.
then Uruguay, Portugal. This is low key gonna be a good game
Yeah, that's Saturday's dope.
because I mean you got the Suarez and Ronaldo, Real, Barca thing going on. Pepe's just a fucking madman who hates everybody. And then Uruguay's central defense is beast. Godin is at times maybe the best defender in the world. It's just Uruguay is one of those teams where they have so much attack, but sometimes they're just a little thin on D and midfield.
Well, yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
And-
Saturday's good. Saturday's games are.
And everyone always compares Argentina and Portugal, but Portugal are so loaded everywhere. Like I don't understand all these American casual fans who are like, "Oh, Messi's team's loaded. Ronaldo has a crappy team." All these damn Ronaldo stands. Ronaldo's team is fucking loaded.
Well, coming into the World Cup, they were saying that, but Portugal looked good through the
Portugal's
group stage.
midfield is amazing.
Yeah, they looked good. So
I mean, Quaresma. I love Quaresma but he needs to be a sub because he's one of those guys who sauces too much. He's like me playing FIFA. All he presses is L trigger because everything he does has to be fancy or he's not gonna do it. Like that outside footer he hit from like the corner of the 18-yard box.
yeah, was that Portugal where the dude hit, or was that Argentina? That was the Portugal game where that dude. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was Quaresma. But I mean, he's old at this point.
Yeah, that goal was.
Bernardo Silva is a great outside midfielder. I mean,
That might have been the nastiest goal I've seen this World Cup.
Portugal's center. I mean, Pepe's still good. Fonte is getting at the end of his career, but I mean, their fullbacks are nice. They have decent goalkeeping. They're solid everywhere. And then they have the human being with the best form on the planet.
Yeah.
But I mean, Suarez is such a good goalkeeper, and Cavani can finish.
Oh, speaking of Portugal, yo, they bail Ronaldo out. with that elbow. That should have been a red card.
Yo,
That should have been a red
that
card.
was such a funny tweet I saw too about that. It said Ronaldo is the only dude who could punch someone in the face during the World Cup and not get a card.
Yeah, well,
Teflon.
they gave him a yellow, but
Well, not get a straight red is
yeah,
what they
that
said.
should like when they were breaking down the rule, while they were reviewing it, they were saying about it being it should have been a red card because it was off the ball, like it was quick, but he threw that elbow at my man, yo.
Yeah.
But the FIFA was probably like they probably got in his head on look, this is a red card, but it's fucking Ronaldo. You're not kicking him out next game. Like give him a yellow and keep him moving
For real.
because
He got them MJ calls
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, because like you're not gonna ruin a possible Ronaldo versus Messi clash.
Everyone. That's what everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad it's going to happen this early and we don't get to see that garbage for like a semi or a final.
Well,
If they go.
yeah, Argentina got to beat France.
I mean, Portugal
got to
and
beat Uruguay. Yeah.
Portugal and France would be a good one too because Ronaldo feels some type of way about not being able to finish that Euro and not scoring a goal in that final. And France feels some type of way for losing that shit to Eder in extra time.
Man, Ronaldo don't give a
No
fuck.
one even knows who Eder is that's
Yep.
gonna listen to this.
He got his championship. He don't give a fuck if he didn't play or not. He didn't care if he's carrying the water. He got it on his resume.
He was coaching.
Yeah, he's good.
He was
He's
literally on the sidelines in the coach's box yelling at the team the whole game. And the refs didn't say shit to him then either.
good. Nah, they ain't going to. Gonna let him rock. Yo, so what can't happen to either one of those teams, Uruguay and Portugal? Like we know Ronaldo got to get one off. Like just Ronaldo.
I mean, the one thing about Uruguay is they got Godin, who plays for Atletico, so he already knows Ronaldo and what he likes to do.
But the rest of the team, like that Ronaldo shadow is like not shadow, but like when he's on the field or on the pitch.
Because Ronaldo's pretty much playing striker for them right now. He's not on the wing.
Yeah, when
So it's going to be Godin's responsibility. And, like, when he's on the striker, he's a little easier to mark out of the game if you have a top center back sometimes. Because when he's on the wing, that's when all the tricks and shit come out. And Ronaldo's a world-class crosser, too. He'll put that shit on a dime.
I think though, like all the players that are left in this tournament, when he's on the pitch, he got the most intimidation factor. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, here he comes. Like he's still got the height and the bunnies. He scores so many different ways. He got 4 goals. I think all 4 goals might have been different.
Penalty kick, free kick.
Headbutt.
He had a header, that diving header.
Yep.
And then he had that outside the box blast that De Gea should have saved.
Yep. So that's that with them two. So that's,
I mean, Portugal needs to just be solid defensively. They can't have defensive lapses because El Matador and El Pistolero.
kind of
What Uruguay really needs to do is make sure Suarez doesn't fucking bite nobody.
can't promise you that.
And don't kick no one, don't punch nobody. Because if Suarez did that shit Ronaldo did, he would have got a red and banned for like 3 months.
See now if yeah.
Because he's a repeat offender, so they're
Yeah.
always hard on him.
Yeah, they let Ronaldo.
So they
slide
need-
with that. I
they
was
need-
watching that. I was like, oh shit, they're about to send him.
I
off.
remember during the Copa America when he was hurt and they wouldn't let him in, and it was like the last game, and the coach he started warming up like, I'm going in no matter what. Like it's 0-0. We need to win this game to move on. And then the coach told him to sit his ass down. He like took his cleats and threw them at the coach and shit. Was flipping out on the sideline. Suarez. That's why I like Suarez, yo, because he has that quick trigger.
Yo, and it's like our last positive for the Portugal game. If Ronaldo comes out and scores quick,
It changes the game all the time because then you're like, oh no, is this going to be a Ronaldo game?
yeah.
Is he going to put 5 on my head?
Yeah, like especially if he scores like in the first 20-25 minutes, it's like shit. It's early. He already got one.
He
off.
has that presence, that intimidation. Like once he gets one early, he's going to keep coming because he wants to pile them on and put you out.
Well, if he gets
And
another
it
one,
deflates the team. Everyone's like,
if he gets another one quick, that's when we might get a Suarez moment.
yeah.
We get 2 quick ones,
Suarez is going to find him on the field, come back on defense, and give him like a little shove.
So if you got to pick, if you had to pick winners for them two games, who you got? Who you think is gonna win?
Who do I think's gonna win? I think the France Argentina game is gonna go to a shootout because they both look like shit.
It's not an answer, man. Who you think's gonna win the
And
game?
I think in a shootout, France will beat Argentina. I
Yeah,
don't want to be that specific, but they both haven't been able to get as many goals as they should. And in a shootout, just like those high test situations, man, Argentina can just never pull it out.
and then you got Portugal beating Uruguay.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a rough first 45 for them, but I think they're gonna bomb them in the second.
All right,
Unless Ronaldo gets that quick goal, then he's gonna gun.
all right. I tend to agree. I think it's gonna be France, Portugal. I would like it to be Argentina. Like I want Messi to get one on the way
I want to
out, but
see
it's
Argentina
still
Portugal just so like
just to see.
everyone gets what they want.
This might be the last time they're both in the World Cup. Who knows? Like
Yeah.
they might.
Well, Ronaldo said he's gonna play till he's 59 or some crazy
oh,
shit.
of
So
course, of course. But I mean, like
He's-
even if
he's in the cryogenic chamber on the Lazarus shit.
this might be their last time they're like in their prime or close to it in the
Yeah,
World Cup.
this
Like
is
we might
definitely
see
gonna
him.
be their last world. Well, I mean, Messi's only 30.
Yeah, he just turned 31, right?
Yeah, so like, I mean, and then
He could do another one.
by the
but
next World Cup, he ain't gonna be a winger. He'll be an attacking midfielder at that point. He'll be Iniesta.
I'll take him. At
He'll go
Iniesta.
he'll go 70 minutes a game,
He can still dribble.
and
You know what
then
I'm saying?
he's just gonna have to set people up and use that left foot and curl.
All right. Now on to Sunday. We got Spain, Russia, Croatia, Denmark.
Croatia over. Croatia's gonna beat Denmark, man. I'm not even gonna talk too much about that.
Who's
I-
Denmark got that I would know?
Christensen from Chelsea.
Oh, okay. He comes off Chelsea's bench, right?
Nah, he starts. He started starting for them. He's one of their academy players.
Well, he comes off the bench on my FIFA.
Well, I mean, he's not rated as properly as he should be.
Okay. So you think Croatia's gonna knock them off? What about Russia? Spain?
I think it might be a harder game for them, but I mean, Croatia's Denmark has they're strong in the spine. Christensen, and then Eriksson is a amazing midfielder, but Modric is better.
So then you got
And I mean, their strikers are decent, but Croatia has a more all-around better team. So
yeah, they look good. I mean, they didn't look like they struggled at all. The third game, you say they went 3-0, right? Croatia.
yeah,
Yeah, they
I
look
mean,
good.
Croatia's D can be exposed against the right team.
Well, if they beat them, they'll have the winner of Russia and Spain the next round, and they'll definitely get exposed against Spain if that defense ain't right. So, you got anything else on Croatia Denmark?
No, I don't even want to waste time talking about it because I think Croatia's gonna keep doing what they're doing. They have such great momentum right now.
All right, so then on to Spain Russia. Actually Spain Russia's the first game.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much the same thing. Spain is just gonna pass them around. Diego Costa's gonna keep banging goals in.
Yeah, I think Russia got humbled. Spain is gonna. I think Spain's gonna get in their groove.
I mean, Ramos and Piqué need to figure their shit out. I know they hate each other, but I can't believe Morocco had 2 free runs on them like that. Because Ramos has those moments where he thinks he's a midfielder and wants to join the attack all the time. Or he tries to get too cute with his passes. And I can't believe he got posterized because Ramos is usually pretty good in the air. Ramos is a beast, though. PK is good too, but they hate each other, so like their chemistry on the field sometimes isn't the greatest, especially if they're not playing a good team.
All right, so you got Spain moving on to take on Croatia in the next round.
One thing Spain needs to do is they need to start playing more pace on the wing. They tried it the second game with Vasquez and it didn't work, but they put Rodrigo in.
So
And he scored that back heel for them to tie the game, to give him the pole position in the group. They need to play Rodrigo more. They said during the game, I didn't even realize this, that in La Liga in the last 5 years, the top 3 goal scorers are Ronaldo, Messi, and Rodrigo. Who the fuck would have figured that one?
yeah, it's
I,
just,
th- I thought I heard that. Maybe I didn't.
well, Spain's Spain was one of the favorites coming in, so
Spain's been my favorite.
You think the home crowd could push Russia at all?
I think they could. I think it could be one of those games where like the first 30 could be testy, but like once Spain gets in their groove, man, their passing is too clinical.
And if Russia, like, it's all if a
They
team
just
can score early, like if Russia could somehow get a goal early on, I keep saying about the early goal, but that early goal kind of
it,
it
oh,
it could put so
but
much
Spain is
pressure.
one of those teams that like the early goal never phases them because they have so much possession and they know they're going to get their opportunities because they just lull you to sleep, man. It's like a snake charmer.
Well, that's why they play the game. So
But they
that's
definitely need pace because like Silva on the wing just isn't doing and Isco just isn't doing it for me. They need like more of an outlet cuz Costa likes those long balls. And to get someone who drags the defense out of position to open it up for Diego does wonders. So they need someone with some pace on the field, especially against the better teams. But I mean, a lot of the bad teams, they just pack the defense, which makes it hard. Once they play these better teams, the game might open up more, which everyone should be afraid of because there's no one in the world who passes better than this Spain team.
so you think there's any way that Russia could pull this off, or is this you think it's pretty foregone
Unless
conclusion?
Putin steps in now. Highly doubtful.
All right. So
This
then,
could be like, this could be a pretty big blowout, I think.
all right. So then,
I think both of those games could be big blowouts, actually. And since that's the early game, I might be pretty wasted. If Spain start blowing them out, I might get excited. Might be asleep by the first 15 minutes of the Croatia game.
all right. So well, you got that going one sided anyway. So that might be the move. So then the next day, Monday, Brazil, Mexico, Belgium, Japan. Brazil, Mexico at 10. Belgium, Japan at 2
I wish the Brazil Mexico game was the late game.
or on the weekend. Brazil, Mexico. That's gonna be a game right there. That's gonna be everyone had Vegas had Brazil as the favorite coming in. Mexico's been playing pretty good. Lozano's been doing his thing. Brazil's Brazil. We talked about
They've been
Neymar
talking
already.
about him going to United, Lozano. Chucky.
So, what do you think's gonna happen in this game? Like, what do you see how these two match up?
I foresee it being close early, but Brazil's just going to bring the sauce. Unless, like, Neymar gets hurt, faking to be hurt, or gets a red card for doing some stupid shit. They're both like both of these teams are like fiery and emotional. So like this is kind of one of those games where maybe anything could happen.
Um,
But I think they're more even than you would think. Mexico's midfield's decent. Their defense hasn't really gotten exposed. I think they pretty much that second game were just like, we know that we already got this wrapped up. Whatever.
and they both tend to dominate the ball. It seems like Brazil, like a lot of their games, the games where they won when they scored late, even though it was a close game, like 0-0, 1-1, or
They
whatever
just
it
aren't
was.
finishing.
Yeah, they're on the ball. Like, okay, they're gonna shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss. They're not.
That was Mexico too in that last game because they had hella chances and they were missing everything.
So how you think? Which team you think has the better defense? Because being that they
Oh,
both
definitely Brazil.
definitely
It's
Brazil.
not even close.
Being that they've both been, but they got the better defense. But have they really been tested? You know what I mean? Like if Mexico can put the pressure on them that Brazil's used to putting on the other team, how they gonna or if Mexico can
Did Marcelo get hurt the last game? Because I know he came off early.
let me check.
Because I was trying to watch it at work and I just saw him like walking off the field mouthing, "We're already through, we're already through," and I'm like, wait a minute, you guys aren't already through yet. Other results could ruin this for you unless you win.
Yeah, I'll check on that. Keep talking about the game while I look that up.
But I mean, even if he doesn't play, Felipe Luis is a great left back. I mean, he's not Marcelo, but he might be a little better defensively. But he doesn't give you Marcelo's boot or his sauce.
Yeah,
And Marcelo is one of the best crossers in the world. I mean, they started Fagner
Oh, Marcelo got hurt from fucking, bro. He said Marcelo sidelined by
Hotel
hotel mattress
mattress.
injury. Yeah, he was getting his sauce off.
Prostitutes.
Yeah, he was getting his sauce off.
Hotel mattress injury, aka Russian Jones,
Dude, the muscle problems in both legs.
in both legs. Damn. Well, he had to have a bunch of girls doing some wild shit. He was on the chandeliers and all of that.
They said he got a medical history of this kind of injury. Let me see if I can see exactly what it is. But keep going. So
But I mean, Faulkner has actually looked better than Danilo at right back. Thiago Silva is past his prime, but he was at one point one of the best defenders in the world. He's solid. Miranda's solid. Their defense is good. Paulinho just got a goal. He runs his ass off. I mean, you have Fernandinho coming off the bench, who's like was Pep Guardiola's utility man at City, who was just doing everything, and he's kind of like Conte, but has a better shot. He'll clean up everything. He runs around. You can put him at back in an emergency.
and they're saying his injury is a back injury, like a reoccurring back injury. So
Mm.
that's not good. That could, you know, that could stick with them the rest of the tournament. And if they get this win, they'll at least have almost a week before they play again. Not a week, but they'll have 4 or 5 days. It seems like. So they don't gotta play till Monday. So what's today? Thursday.
I mean, Brazil are loaded at every position
Well,
too.
they played.
So
They played yesterday, right? One that was yesterday. They played. So
yeah,
that was Wednesday. So they'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they got 5 days to get some treatment. But it's a back. It's not an ankle. You know what I mean?
I mean, even if he misses this game and rests for like almost a week and a half, he'll be all right.
But then they also
Hopefully,
said it's like muscle too. It's not like a
yeah.
spinal. Like so, they can hopefully get him right.
They just need to keep him contained in the hotel rooms.
So you think Brazil's gonna take this one?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the best game of that day. Because I think that Belgium Japan game is gonna be a blowout.
Belgium's gonna take him out.
Oh, for sure.
Lukaku been balling.
Michi Battershai been kicking balls in his own face.
Yeah, it's on Lukaku's tied with Ronaldo with the goals. They both got 4. Harry Kane got 5, but I mean most of them probably came in that was it the Panama game? Was it Panama where they blew out like 6-0 or 6-1?
Yeah.
Because they didn't score today, so
Yeah, he had 2 in that Panama game, and I think he had 2 in the first game.
well you got 5.
Oh,
Harry Kane
Lukaku?
got- no,
Oh,
Harry
no,
Kane-
no, no. I
Harry
was talking
Kane.
about Lukaku.
Harry Kane got 5.
Yeah, Harry Kane's the leader.
Yeah.
Because he had 2 the first game and a hat trick, and he sat the last game. He jumped off the bench today like he was going to get in, and the coach was like, whoa.
Yeah, most of the top scorers are still in, as you would think. Because then fourth is Costa with 3, and then there's a little bit of a drop. There's a whole bunch of people that got 2, but the top 4 scorers are still
Harry
going.
Kane for Golden Boot.
So
I love
far.
Harry Kane. It just kills me. He plays for Tottenham.
All right, so
I mean, Lukaku could add on to that with this game.
yeah, and Ronaldo's right there. I don't think he's done. So
I think this Belgium-Japan game could be a blowout. I think this shit could be done by 60, and they'll start pulling people.
all right, so
They might not. They might even rest people. Maybe. I mean, they rested everyone today.
you got Brazil moving on to take on Belgium. And
That would be such a great game.
yeah,
Because
it's
that's going to
start.
be all attack.
And then the last day
That game could end like 10-10.
That'd be great. That'd be great. That'd be great. So, all right. So we got one more day left. The third, Sweden, Switzerland, Colombia, England.
I love how they tailored it for Americans because they know we're not going to watch anything on July 4th.
Right.
Good looking, Putin. That we got that Putin
Shit, Putin.
Putin Trump collab again.
Shit, Putin might be over here July 4th. He might fly out. Trump might fly him out. So you got Sweden, Switzerland, and Colombia, England.
Sweden, Switzerland's going to be a decent game because it's going to be pretty even. I mean, Switzerland got more sauce players like Shaqiri, but Sweden just they're huge and they just play good together as a team. And they're gigantic. It's hard to beat them in the air because they're all Vikings. They're all just big old Vikings, and they're going to hammer you to death. I mean, their finishing has been atrocious. So maybe they do miss Zlatan a little bit, but
yeah, what's up? Why ain't Zlatan on the team? He's just too old?
I mean, they went through all qualifying without him because he retired.
Oh, and then he can't. Yeah,
And
now
then
he's
he
over.
tried to come back once they qualify, and the coach was like, pump your brakes.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you're
he
going
was hurt though, right? Did he mess his knee up or something?
to. Yeah, he hurt his knee at Man United.
Now he's over here bowling out.
Kinda.
Yeah, enough. Balling out enough. You know, he's entertaining. He's
Yeah.
kind of cooled off a little bit. Not cool. You haven't heard so much about him, but
Because the team he plays for is trash.
yeah, he came over here with a bang. So what you think the keys to not losing this game are? And forget the keys to victory. What?
Sweden needs to actually finish. Well, I guess they did start that against Mexico, but they need to keep up the finishing. Because that cost them against Germany. I mean, they got played because Boateng should have gave up a penalty and got a yellow in the early stages of that game, and then he would have got a red card sooner. But I mean, they need to keep finishing their chances. Switzerland.
Yeah,
I mean, Switzerland has a decently solid team, so
I really hate that these games have been.
I kind of think Sweden's gonna beat Switzerland. But I think in America, no one's gonna care because they can't tell the difference between Sweden and Switzerland because everyone thinks they're the same country.
I was thinking out my head. I was gonna say.
When I saw that matchup, I'm like, oh man, no one in America is gonna know who's who in this game because they both think they're the same place.
I ain't gonna lie. I did up until like 4 years ago. If they
You
want
did up until like 7 years ago when I went to Stockholm,
if
and you're like, wait, you went to Switzerland? No, I went to Sweden. It's not the same place. That was pretty much the reaction I got from everyone when I came back from Stockholm. I'm like, nah, Switzerland's stuck in the mountains.
where's Lillehammer at?
The Lillehammer's in Norway.
So that's not in neither one of these countries.
No.
Damn.
Norway is next to Sweden.
See, I can't even say
Switzerland is in the Alps, so it's like in between France, Germany, Italy. You know what I mean? Like there, in that little central part. It's like all mountains.
Well, I don't know. I don't know nothing about neither one of these teams. I take your word on it. I thought one of them was a city in the other country. So, what about the 2 o'clock game? Colombia.
I mean, a lot of
England.
Sweden's goals came from defenders, so that's kind of crazy.
Did Switzerland got any studs?
Shaqiri, the dude who scored that goal and took his shirt off and was ripped.
Yeah.
And he's small. He's like 5'5". They used to make fun of him, call him Fat Swiss Messi because he's a lefty. I mean,
Fat Swiss Messi.
Shaqiri has sauce. And you know what the funny thing is? They were throwing up like the Albanian eagle when they beat Serbia because of all of those political tensions. That's the other thing about the World Cup. There's always like these undertones of these countries that like low key hate each other and then bring it out like, yeah. Because like a lot of the Swiss players are like families were refugees from like Serbia and all those countries when they were combined.
So who do you got moving on?
I think Sweden's gonna beat Switzerland. I'm biased though because I love Swedish people. When I went to Stockholm, it was like the land of gorgeous giants, man. Every girl looked like a supermodel. It's hard not to like that.
So that's the early game.
And I got stuck in the Swiss airport for like 13 hours and hated it. So I'm completely biased on this.
What's going on over
Switzerland's probably gonna get smacked
what's
or
over-
smack Sweden.
What's over there in Sweden? Like I know you were over. How long were you over there for?
A week.
What are like famous stuff that they got over there to see? Like they got any famous landmarks or any famous?
I mean, Stockholm's like a famous city. They do Midsummer's Eve, which is like 24 hours of daylight, and it's like a party throughout all of Scandinavia. So like they all share a bay. So I guess they just get on these party boats in like Finland, Sweden, Norway. It's like back to back daylight days, and they just like crazy rage for 3 days straight.
Oh, so because of the time.
Yeah, like in the middle of June. So probably right about now it's happening, or it already happened.
Is that when you were there?
I was there closer. I was there at the beginning of June. I wasn't there for that party though. I was there for their royal wedding though. That shit was kind of lit. The one princess got married. They have like a ship from like one of the 1600s, like huge battles where all the countries were warring, that they raised from the ocean and they're restoring it in a museum. That shit was cool to see. But I mean, it's just like an old city, and Swedes are known for their engineering, so like just crazy to see like all of the old stuff mixed with the new. And they give out the Nobel prizes in Stockholm. Only the Nobel Peace Prize gets given out in Oslo, Norway.
Okay, that's why I heard Stockholm for. I know I heard Stockholm before, but I would have thought that was some city in fucking Massachusetts or something. You know what I mean? All right, so on to Columbia, England. Um,
Colombia and England. My heart wants to go with England because I'm riding with my boy Ruben. Because we always keep that blue flag flying high.
but
But, huh?
but
I don't know, man. It's an even matchup to me.
it's a good game. That's a good way for them to end that round.
Yeah,
It's
I
a good
think it's a
game.
good matchup for both of them because they're gonna play someone who's pretty class, and then they get it easy, and then they can get that confidence, build it to go to the next game where they're gonna play an easier opponent. I think. I mean, Sweden's hard to play because they're physical and they're big, but and Switzerland does have some skillers, but not like Colombia. I mean, Quadrado is super skilled. Falcao is a great finisher, and Hymus is a maestro. And Colombia's defense is decent, man. They got two pillars there in the middle. Davinson Sanchez and Yeri Mina, I think they're both 6'4". Mina has 2 or 3 goals already. Because he scored, I'm pretty sure he scored their goal in the first game. And I think he scored the goal. Oh no, they lost the first game. 1-0, right? Yeah, because they got that early red card. In the second game, he scored their very first goal of the tournament. And then he scored in their last game. So I'm pretty sure he has 2 goals. So he's showing he's dangerous in the air.
So
They're just weak in midfield, and I think England's a little better in the midfield, shockingly.
yeah, I don't see a
But
line for him yet to see who's a favorite. Well, they got yeah, Sweden's a favorite.
and Harry Kane is just a monster, and it's so crazy because like he doesn't look like. There's not one thing about his game that just like stands out except his finishing. But he does like everything at like a B+ level. But his finishing is like A++ because like think of all those easy chances we've seen people miss. Harry Kane puts them away like 90% of the time. Just little tap ins. He's always in the right spot. He's great in the air. And he knows like when to lay the ball off. He's not like a ball hog. He doesn't take wild ass shots outside the box all the time. I mean, he will every now and again. But he'll play his team in. So I don't know, man. I think Harry Kane, if he keeps banging these goals, could be a crazy X factor. Because he's just such a great goal scorer. And John Stones looks. I mean, he has 2 goals. He's been playing well.
So
I think they can overrun him in midfield, but I mean,
now is England as good as
Colombia's got decent attackers.
is England as good as they were on them in them blowouts, or is the teams they just played that bad?
I mean,
Because I mean, they blew out what Panama. Panama ain't get,
Panama's terrible.
but they didn't get blown out like that by anybody else.
I thought Panama lost every game though.
Yeah, but not like that. Not no 5-0 at halftime or whatever crazy it was, 4-0 at halftime. But then again, that goes back to what we were saying. A lot of these teams be on the move and they be firing, they just don't nail the shot. So, you sound. I mean, you sound like you think England's gonna win.
I want England to win, but Hymus, the last World Cup, that's when he announced himself to the world. So he's a big game player. He went to Real Madrid. I don't know why. For whatever reason, Zidane didn't play him a lot. I mean, he has Modric, but he played great for Bayern all year. I just think Hymus might be the best player on the field. Him and Harry Kane are kind of even.
So
It's just England, man. They're always like snake bitten. Every single England fan in the world is waiting for the moment where something terrible happens.
when's the last time they got a cup?
Like 66?
It's been a long ass time. Cause I remember when the big thing when Beckham was going through and he couldn't get it done.
I mean, he was part of like their golden generation, but the problem with their golden generation was like They had all this talent, but the Premier League was so fierce and they were such rivals that they hated each other and couldn't play well together.
That'll do it. Put your fucking ego
Like
to the side.
Gerard and Lampard were like the same player, but they hated each other because of Chelsea and Liverpool, and you couldn't play them together because they were too much alike.
So, if you got to go one way or the other, who you think's good? I know you want England to win, but do you think they're going to win?
I think that their defense might get exposed this game.
Do you think Colombia got the better D?
I think centrally they have the better D.
Who got the
But
better goalie?
England.
I mean, that's what it might come down to. If they're pretty much equally bad, not equally bad. If they're not like one team ain't more phenomenal on defense than the other.
Because, like, England's playing that three backs, so they're kind of covering up for their mistakes. And they have two wing backs who are just running up and down. And they're playing with three midfielders and then two strikers. So I don't know. I feel like it's possible they could get caught on the counter because, I mean, Colombia has better pace. But I just think Harry Kane might be the one. That Hymus pass just plays in my mind. Because there's no one on England who can do that. Like, England don't have a passer like that. But England have a great finisher. And Sanchez plays for Tottenham, so he knows Harry Kane. My heart says England, but my brain says Colombia.
Well, I guess we'll find out on the third.
I think it could be a really, really good back and forth game, though. Because they both are like, have strengths and weaknesses that have synergy. They just need to know how to attack those. And they could exploit each other, and that could be another game that's like a barn burner that could end like 5-5, and you wouldn't be surprised.
All right, so I need you to make a pick, bro. Let's make a pick. You the soccer guy.
I'm going with England because my boy Ruben Loftus-Cheek hasn't let me down yet.
All right, so recapping on all your picks, you got Portugal, Argentina, Brazil, Belgium, Spain, Croatia, Sweden, England.
No, I said France, not Argentina. I said France on penalty kicks.
France. That's right. So Portugal, France in the next round. Then you got Brazil versus Belgium in the next round. Spain, Croatia next round. Sweden, England next round. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be this next round is gonna be crazy, especially that one side of the bracket.
Anything could happen in those games. It's so hard to pick a team.
Yeah.
Because even though the other side of the bracket's weaker, like the teams that are playing are evenly matched. Like
and the other
Sweden
side,
and Switzerland are dead ass even. Colombia and England, I think, are dead ass even. The other games are blowouts though. Spain and Croatia are the only like power monster teams on that
I wish they
bracket.
could have moved a couple, Russia, Croatia, Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland. They could have moved two of them to the other side just to break it up a little bit. Aside from,
No matter what, it would have played out like that.
Yeah, but
there would have been a weak side of the bracket.
I mean,
That's how Ronaldo snuck through in the Euros. He got the weak side of the bracket.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, look, this one side.
Spain definitely have the easiest path.
This side is crazy.
If they get Croatia in the second round, that is so lucky for them because they don't have to deal with the momentum of seeing them in the semis. Unless they're gassed by then.
Yeah, and then
because Spain are a lot deeper than Croatia too, so they could switch up and rest players. Spain have a lot of flexibility in their squad.
Yeah, then Brazil and even on that, I can't even say that there's an easier side. Belgium, like you said, we were talking about earlier.
I think that's the easiest game to pick out of all of them. That Belgium-Japan game, they should easily get by Japan. That's like the only game I'm absolutely dead-ass locked on. Like, Belgium is beating Japan. The rest of the games, I have no fucking clue. You're just putting me on the spot to choose. And I'm going with my heart.
Yeah,
every single pick I went with my heart, so I'm probably wrong on every single one.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick. I would like France to beat Argentina just because I use them in FIFA, but I want Argentina to win. Like that. I wish all the games I wish them two weren't playing because I like France's team and I like Messi. So I mean, we'll see, man. It's gonna be a good round starting Saturday.
I feel like this has probably been one of the most fun World Cups of my life
This has been
because
fun.
there's been so many
Well,
crazy things going
the
on.
last World Cup was fun.
It wasn't fun for me because Spain got smacked,
Ah, it was fun.
and I thought Germany were boring.
Yeah, but the U.S. got through, so that kind of like
Yeah, on the
boosted it
U.S.
up.
part, it was all right
And
until we lost in the first round again.
then the Brazil.
We were together, right? Yeah, we watched the. No, we weren't.
Yeah, we watched the Portugal. We watched
Yeah,
US
but we didn't
Portugal.
watch the Belgium game where we got eliminated together.
No,
Because remember, we played Belgium in the first round. Tim Howard had the game of his life.
no, I watched that at the bar. I was at Double
I
D's.
can't remember where I was.
Yeah, I watched that at the bar. He was because Tim Howard was bowling, but they still lost. Yeah, that's where I watched
I
that.
have no clue where I was. I remember watching it, but I don't remember where.
Yeah, last World Cup was fun until Brazil lost them two players.
I
who
think I
played
went to
Germany.
Bethlehem to the Steel Stacks to watch that.
Yeah, it was good. This has been entertaining. I've been really more invested in it. It just sucks the times that they play, man. They're playing, 10 a.m. during the work week is hard to watch. And they're making a big deal out of, the ratings are down 44%. Well, no shit. If the games are going on at,
10 a.m.
yeah, so at 7 a.m. on the West Coast, and on the weekend, like, this game's going on 7 a.m. on the West Coast. Like, the first round, the games are 6 o'clock Eastern on the weekend. That's 3 a.m. West Coast. So half the country can't watch the game. So, of course, the numbers are going to be down. And U.S. isn't in it, but even if the U.S. was in it, the numbers would still be down.
Well, at
because
least
of
they
the
didn't
time
tape
difference.
delay it like they do the Olympics, because that shit's the worst, because you always hear about what happens before you get to watch it.
Well, we got Twitter now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Twitter and Facebook. So, all right. Well, is there anything else you want to touch on before we wrap this up? We about an hour 20.
Oh. Nope.
All right. Until next time, we'll probably touch back with you guys again after this next round, the
Well,
third.
July 4th.
Yeah. So we'll
Fireworks.
definitely have some beer then.
And massive amounts of alcohol. We should do it earlier that day, so
Well,
I'm not pissing my pants drunk.
the game. Maybe we can start around the 2 o'clock game. Columbia, England. We'll figure it out. Well, we'll be back.
Well, July 3rd is Tuesday. July 4th is Wednesday. That's when no games are on.
Right. But I'm saying we should. Well, when's? Oh, it don't go till July 6th again. So we'll have it. All right. Either Tuesday after the games or Wednesday. Either or. We'll figure it out.
Mm.
We'll figure it out. So yeah, first 45 for the moment until we catch you again.
Title in progress. I haven't gotten creative yet.
Yeah, it'll come to us. We you know what it is? We ain't had beer yet. Once we get the beer in us, we'll have the
Yeah,
title.
we need to actually drink while we
within
do
10
this.
minutes. Yeah. All right. We out.